Hi there, welcome to this week episode of PHPseries. I hope you've been following through. If you've not been following, do well to check our YouTube link to check the previous episode. So we've been on the subject of emotional intelligence and mastery for about 2 weeks now, and so let's continue. I believe we should be able to round up this week or next week thereabout. Awesome. So I think we've laid the basis of emotional mastery and intelligence. So let me tell you that you should know this. Emotional intelligence is a subject that is being taught by coaches around the world today. It's a subject that is key. Yeah, that a lot of us need to now know, because the truth is going to be the distinguishing skill in careers to come, like that. So some major schools around the world are beginning to teach people emotional intelligence that they need to grow up. Organizations are beginning to teach the staff emotional intelligence, because the truth is the basis. 85% of all our success is dependent on how emotional resilient we are. And so really our experiences within, like that, our experiences that we see, that we experience, are a result of the forces in our inner state, and the forces in our inner state are as a result of how emotionally intelligent that we are. And so this is it. I remember that I spoke about Jesus probably 2 weeks ago. I said we're going to share some example of how the places I've seen in my life manual where he exhibited emotional intelligence, and I was wowed. So I don't know if you're familiar with the manual too. If you remember the place, the boat experience here, the place himself and his disciples were inside the boat, if you remember so vividly. If you remember that story very well, you remember that Jesus was sleeping. His disciples were the one with they were the one on the boat, they were the one sailing, and the storm came over, and like that, the man was sleeping. Man was just calm. And so really, when he came out, when they were shouting and what's up, what's going on here and all of that, man came out to say, keep quiet. Oh, you didn't get that. It takes a level of emotional intelligence. You remember I said it is your experiences are a result of your inner state, what is really going on inside of you, and then emotional intelligence is the basis. Then it is what forms your experience. So when Jesus came, he is more emotionally intelligent than his disciples, and so he had the ability to know that he has peace. Peace is inside of him, so he was able to translate the peace from within him. Oh, you didn't get it. It's a form of emotional intelligence. He was able to translate the peace within him. He knows he's the Prince of Peace. Oh, I'm beginning to go biblically too much. He knows he's the Prince of Peace. Now he was able to translate that peace within him out to the storm, to calm the storm. And so that was what his disciples were unable to do. They were fretting, oh master, the storm is here, what should we do? They were shouting the same way some of us we shout today. But Jesus stood up and he spoke to the storm, and the storm, I'm telling you, see, for people who are just who are religious people there, they might not see this emotional intelligence part there. They will say, oh, maybe Jesus did that because he's the Son of God. Fine, he's the Son of God. But really, what helped Jesus there? He could have done the same mistake and be fretting, but he knew there was something inside of him. He knew he had peace inside of him, so he was able to bring out that peace and communicate with the storm, and the storm came still. And so that is really the overall of emotional intelligence. Your response to life circumstances, your response to life situation, either good or good. You know what I mean? So your response when things that are palatable, things that does not seem to be palatable happens to you, your right response, your correct response to actually bring joy, to draw joy out of every response is a form of emotional intelligence, like I've said. And so that was it. And I remember I saw again a form of emotional intelligence in my life manual, where the Bible said your God is able to do whatever we ask or do. Am I correct? I think something like that. Yeah, I saw you there. Yeah, God is able to do whatever we ask or think. And so to me, so the day I saw that, I says, okay, so God is able to do. Oh, you didn't get that. There is a form of emotional intelligence there. So really, he can do. And so the problem is not that he cannot do. And so the problem is, can I ask? And so if I know how to ask, how can I ask? Oh, that is not, maybe that is not for you, but you got that part. Emotional intelligence is your response. That is the total overall. Your response, your correct response. Because 85%, according to coaches and researchers, 85% of your success, now when I'm talking about your success, I'm not just talking about material success, I'm talking about your success health-wise, or in your relationship, in your finances, in your spiritual, in your professional, in your all other aspects of your life. Your success in every of those areas, your success is dependent on how emotionally intelligent you are. And how emotionally intelligent you are is just a base of how you react, how you respond to life situation correctly, irrespective. And so that is the total of emotional intelligence and mastery. And I believe I'll be able to show you that emotional intelligence and mastery is not. And so the reason why I said the reason why people are really depressed in our society today are, we don't need to go very spiritual and say this and this. It's because people are not really emotionally intelligent. Yeah, because really what really make people depressed, what really make people depressed mostly are life situations, life ups and downs. And so when you know that really I can still draw out joy out of this situation irrespective, is a form of emotional intelligence. I know I must have been saying some things that you don't agree with, but really if you check it through, you will know there is more than an iota of sense there. I'll see you next week.